as we come back to the backdrop to all of this, and again, as we start talking about some of the sideshows and some of the corollary issues that are coming into play in our case, you see some interesting problems starting to pop up here. Take this MyDoom virus. Anybody get MyDoom showing up in their mailbox? Yeah? Did anybody actually get infected? Oh, so thanks.
Linux, so I did not.
You're on Linux, so you did not. So you got infected, and so you were part of the guys that were hammering our website yesterday then. Thanks a lot. This MyDoom virus, we don't know where it came from. We've been attacked on our website. We've had 4 DOS attacks on the SCO website in the last 10 months. Okay? On one of those occasions, one of the Linux leaders stepped up and said it was one of us. It was a senior member of the Linux programming community, and he shouldn't have done it, but he did. We don't know where this attack came from. We don't know if it was spammers from Russia. I understand Darren just came back from Russia, and you were there the day that the thing launched, right?
Coincidence?
Okay. I just wanted to highlight that coincidence. We do have a reward program, you understand. So you've got some interesting things going on. You've got these denial of service attacks. You've got worms. You've got viruses. You have international terrorist threats. Outside from cyber terrorism, you have actual terrorists out there. There's an article that Rob Enderle wrote today where actual hardcore terrorists are now getting involved, kind of scanning and getting involved in the digital terrorism side, which becomes a very scary thing. And then, on the top here, you have your basic harassment, civil disobedience, and different things coming from email and web blogs. There was a second DOS attack that was launched yesterday. Did anybody hear about that one? The Microsoft DOS attack is scheduled for tomorrow. There was another one that hit yesterday. It's a little known one, but I personally know about it because it hit my house. Okay? So somebody went out on slashdot.org, which many of you have heard of, and they were kind enough to post my name, address, and telephone number, and they launched an attack on my home phone. Right while I'm trying to enjoy the Super Bowl, the phone was ringing off the hook. Okay? And it drove my wife crazy. I mean, she's been dealing with these things for a while now. We've had all kinds of threats and different things. But she finally started calling these people back. It was like time to fight back. So there are these kind of issues that at one level you say, well, big deal. One guy got bugged at home. I think what you see here, though, is there's a new frontier out there. And if you look at the digital age and what's going on right now, I view this as a digital frontier. And if you look back at the Western frontier, there was a period of time when there was a lot of lawlessness. And a lot of the things we're talking about here is just outright lawlessness. Some of it is fairly innocuous and it doesn't harm very many people. Other things that are going on are very harmful. Did anybody see the MI2G numbers in terms of how much this MyDoom virus was responsible for in the last week? The reports coming out of London was $26 billion, spelled with a B. That was shocking to me. I mean, I still don't know how they get those numbers. But no matter how you calculate it, there's a lot of damage done, a lot of people that have been basically injured and had economic damages as a result of this virus. From our company's standpoint, obviously, it was a big deal because on Saturday night, the web traffic started to flood our website. And by midnight Eastern Time Saturday, our website was flat on its back. We launched an alternate website this morning, so we're now up and going, and that's we have a number of contingency plans in place of dealing with the problems as they come up. But I think I see there's an underlying problem here just overall. You have a rule of law out there that is set up to deal with problems. We have problems. We went into the court system, and that's the way we're working through our problems. we have people that are fighting back against us that are trying to use intimidation and fear tactics to try and shut us down from the court system. So we're fighting back. As Lombardi said, since we're at Super Bowl time, it's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get back up again. Okay, our site got knocked down Saturday night. This morning we got back up. We're taking on a lot of fights and a lot of issues right now, but we're going to continue to fight for what we think is right here. If you look at some of the other issues going on, this whole area around export control, people say that we're alarmists because we're communicating with Congress around issues where, as a proprietary Unix operating system vendor, we have very tight export control restrictions. We can't send our software, for example, into North Korea, Libya, etc. There are a number of countries there that are restricted. And now we have a situation where those same technologies have been put into an open environment, into Linux, where these same people can go download and get this available for, not just that you can get it for free, the fact you can get it at all. And so we think that there's some serious issues around the controls that are lacking as it relates to Linux and open source systems. We put the bounty program in. You know, somebody said, well, that seems like a new thing. No, it's an old thing. That's what they did in the Wild West days. And it's very difficult when you have a website here, SCO.com, and you have a perpetrator over here, and you have multiple layers of networks and computers in between. It is very difficult, even for some of you smart MIT guys in here. It's very difficult to track down where these launches actually came from, where these attacks came from. And so the thinking was to put in a bounty program. We put up 250,000, and we'll see if that's effective or not.